Hi, and welcome to today's podcast. Today, we're going to talk about Mount Kenya, and Megan, as usual, she is my guest, sort of.
Yes.
And she has a list of questions that she would like me to answer with regards to my recent Mount Kenya dash that I did about, is it exactly a month ago? I think it's exactly a month ago.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. Let's dive straight into it.
How is the climate?
How was the climate? The Mount Kenya dash that I did about a month ago, the weather was not nice. In fact, I think this is probably one of the worst weathers that I've ever hiked Mount Kenya in. It was my sixth time to go to Mount Kenya Point Linana, and this was the worst kind of weather. It rained throughout the whole trekking. I had very wet hair by the time I got to Shipton's camp. I even did the summit push to Point Linana in wet, cold, freezy kind of hair. The rocks were slippery. The visibility was poor. It was cold. It was slightly windy. It wasn't nice. So there you have it. The weather was not nice. What's the next question?
What would you rate that hike in your opinion?
What would I rate it?
Yes.
I've done it before. You know, Mount Kenya, it tests you in, each time you go, it's a different kind of experience. Like for now, it wasn't a nice experience for me. I wasn't going to turn back. For me, I'm a summit chaser, I won't lie. But, it really has a way of playing around with you and humbling you. I will say that. So Mount Kenya is, Mount Kenya is not technical, okay? But it is one of those high altitude treks that you can do in Kenya. I don't see it has any technicality. Even if there's a bit of chain areas, even if in some areas you have to use like your hands, even all 4 points of contact, I would say it's not technical, but it is a challenging experience for first timers, especially. I mean, you've done it. How did you find it? You did it last year in December. How did you find it?
I liked it because it was like a cold hike.
It was for you. It was cold, but there was rain on the day we were trekking from Old Moses to Shipton's. Okay, but there was no rain on the summit push day that you were heading towards Point Linana. That's totally different.
Yeah, and I got like frostbite.
But how would you have rated it?
I think like an 8.5 maybe.
8.5 on 10?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, you were 7 last year when you did Point Linana. I've never done it at that age. So it is quite something, and especially like right after Harris turn, there is always like this stretch, and a little bit before the Harris turn, there's always this steep kind of. Hey, it is quite something. It is challenging.
What would you rate it?
I would give it for a first timer. I think even that number is good. 8 point something is a solid number. It is.
Yeah.
Next question, madam.
Okay. Did you like the experience there?
The experience this time there, no, I did not like the experience this time there, but it was an eye-opener because like I'm saying, you can't always have the weather cannot always be on your side each time you want to go outside and venture and do something, okay? So it teaches you on how to adapt different weather conditions, different scenarios, it teaches you how to manage the shoes that you are wearing in this type of weather. It teaches you on how to maintain your heat in the layers that you thought were going to be enough. I trekked with wet hair. You won't believe me, my hair was wet completely, but I had to bite my tongue. I had to find a way that it would not discourage me, or it would not eat into the energy that I've put to reach the summit successfully. You just have to adapt. What else are you going to ask me?
Were you hiking in like a group or like random people?
I went in a group. I was with a group. Everybody submitted, so that's a good thing. we had our own ways of suffering. My water in my bladder was even frozen, and I was so hungry. I even took chocolates from a friend. It was messing around with me. The weather, the altitude. Remember, this is my after Point John. I haven't gone back to high altitude hiking. We were in Mauritius recently, so this is like my first reintroduction to high altitude. I didn't get any headaches, or I wasn't suffering from altitude sickness as such. In fact, I wasn't. But the weather did mess me up, and it kind of like reminded me, you know, hey, the mountain is boss, you know. So, what's your other question? How long it took me?
Yes.
So your dash, Megan's dash and my dash last year was 28.
Yeah.
28 hours. This one was 27 hours. So just by an hour. But you're still good. I mean, we did it good together.
Yes.
So your question should be for me like the shoes I wore high ankle boots, my usual 20-liter bag. I don't usually hike with more than that. 20 liters is enough for me. My layering was my fleece, my windbreaker, thermals, long sleeve breathable shirts, Summit that has a fleece lining trouser, merino wool socks. That's it. I don't use hiking poles, so not necessary for me. I didn't have that.
But then why did you buy one?
I do have one. You know, when I started hiking, you don't even know what you need and what you don't need. So you start buying everything, you grab everything, and then you start eliminating stuff. And then not just that, when you buy this thing and you realize that there's a different version of it, so then you drop that, you move on to the next one. So you have to figure it out as you go along. But the dash was great. We did the dash in very good hours. Yeah, what's your other question? How was Shipton's? Shipton's missed you.
I want to go back to Shipton's.
You want to go back to Shipton's?
Yes.
Okay, I'll plan for another one. I had a sleeping bag. I took my mummy bag this time. I didn't take the envelope bag. I took the mummy bag. I don't like the mummy bag because you have to sleep in one position, like you're in a box, sort of. But I figured, given it's just for a little while to rest and then do the summit push, why not? That's what you have for me, or you have more?
I have one more.
What's your other question?
How long was like the drive?
The drive to the dash, it took us, I think we left town around 6:30, maybe 6:45, I'm not sure. But then we got to Nanyuki 9-ish, going on to 10-ish. But with the rain and all, we started the hike, I think, at 1:30 or even 2, if I'm not mistaken. It was way past 12.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. And I got to Shipton's at 6. It already started, it was pouring. I had to already use my headlamps. Some people got there at 5:30, 5:15. Some got there even after me, going on to 7:30, even 8 p.m.
That's
Any
it?
more?
No.
Okay. So you guys have to check out the video. The video is already on YouTube. And I tried my best to capture as much as I can. Again, like I'm saying, I'm a one-man person, one-man show kind of filming. So you will have to just try to appreciate my filming skills, sort of. Wasn't easy. It was raining. It was cold. But I did my best to capture the terrains, and I hope that you guys enjoy it.
Yes.
Yes.